What's up, sports bettors? I already gave out this three-leg parlay, but what I'm going to be taking you through is four more player props that I'm playing tonight, and I'm going to be playing on Thrive Fantasy. So if you're new to the OddsJam YouTube, we kind of try to explain to you really the math, the strategy behind these different platforms. And what you'll notice is on Prize Picks, right? Any two picks you select, you're always just going to see 20 to win 60, right? It's always going to be 20 to win 60 for a two pick entry. What you'll notice on Thrive is it's 20 to win 72. So their payouts are higher. And it's the same thing with Underdog Fantasy. You're going to see 20 to win 60. So Thrive Fantasy has better payouts, which actually makes it easier to make money off them because, they offer higher payouts. So it's easier to find profitable bets. We've gone through that with a two pick entry. When you're playing on Thrive Fantasy, your implied odds are minus 111, right? So on Underdog Fantasy, it's going to be minus 137. So you're betting at a lot worse juice. On Thrive Fantasy, if you can just find two picks that look really good at minus 111 odds, then your Thrive entry is going to be positive EV or profitable. So, kind of a way you can think about that is we just saw on Thrive, any two picks we select are going to turn out to be, so if we go ahead and we select two picks, we're always going to see 20 to win 72, right? So that's our payout. So essentially, if you look at a parlay calculator where both legs are minus 111, and when you're staking $20, it's always 20 to win 272 or 20 to win 72 plus 260 odds, right? So Thrive is essentially juicing, right? They're charging you the implied juice of minus 111. So you're looking for bets that are positive EV or profitable to minus 111. When you're playing on Underdog or Prize Picks, it's minus 137, right? So in that case, you're getting 20 to win 60, which is what we saw on Prize Picks, and the implied juice is a lot higher. It's like 3 times higher, right? You're getting minus 137, so pretty crazy. So anyways, let's get back to it. The first play I ended up going with is just, of course, we're going to be using the positive EV tool. It has been popping with the amount of NBA there is. So definitely a good day to be a sports bettor, be looking for profitable bets. First play I have, Lillard, over 23.5 player points. Start the season strong, Lillard. Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker out there, has their lines all the way juiced up to minus 157. So essentially, we go through this a lot, but kind of the way you want to think about sports betting is just, I definitely don't want to print, is you want to kind of treat every bookmaker as an independent, data point of where the line should be set. So if we look at NBA, for example, tonight, and this is just a free way you can browse odds on OddsJam, if we switch over to NBA, you can see okay, if we look at the Thunder game, they're plus 460 on Caesars. DraftKings has them plus 430. William Hill plus 460. All these sports books are basically giving you the Thunder from plus 385 to plus 460. They're all pricing these lines independently. So essentially, we have all these different markets, all these different sports books, all their models, all the action they're seeing, all the supply and demand, all the bets coming in. This is kind of the point where there's equal money coming in on both sides, is the Thunder at plus 460. So you have a really good, sense of where the Thunder should be priced, plus 460. If you could bet the Thunder plus, 1,000, obviously you'd want to do that. If you could get the Timberwolves minus 200 when they're best offered at minus 500, that would be ridiculous value, enough to beat the VIG, beat the sportsbook, right? Sportsbooks typically charge a, 3-4% VIG. 5% depending on the market. So all you're looking to do as a sharp bettor is get enough of an edge to beat the VIG, beat the juice, and win long term. So anyways, first pick I'm going with is Lillard over 23.5 points at minus 111 odds. 4.94% profit margin. So super high. Next play I have is Miles Turner under 6.5 rebounds, 2.53% profit margin. And I actually ended up pairing that with Rudy Gobert under 14.5 points. So those are three of the four picks. So if we actually take a look, you can see right here, the first play I ended up going with is going to be right here. Miles Turner, under 6.5 rebounds. Rudy Gobert, under 14.5 points. 1,000 to win 3,600. Minus 111 implied odds on, any play you're taking on Thrive Fantasy in a two-pick entry. You always want to go with two-pick entries on Thrive because the implied juice is the best. And you can just see, like, there's extremely clear value on Miles Turner under 6.5 rebounds. No other sportsbook's giving you better than minus 130, right? FanDuel has this minus 130. PointsBet, Caesars has this minus 139. DraftKings minus 135. So every bookmaker kind of in the market is telling you, hey, this should be a heavy, the under should be heavily favored, and we're getting it minus 111 on Thrive, right? So on DraftKings, you'd be betting 1,000 to win 3.1K. We're getting 1,000 to win 3.6K. So that's where the value is, right? Taking the unders for both players. Fine, we're not trying to get rich quick as sharp bettors. We're trying to get enough value to beat the vig, beat the juice, and win long term. And this is an incredible play. Miles Turner under 6.5 rebounds. So again, like, why do we like this bet? It's like you don't even have to know anything about basketball. You have 1, 2, 3, 4. This is another fantasy site. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? These are the same. You have all these bookmakers telling you where the odds should be, right? Every bookmaker is telling you the under should be favored. But what's crazy is on Thrive Fantasy, like on these fantasy companies, they're not varying your payout depending on if you select the overs or the unders, right? Any two picks you select, you're always going to see 20 to win 60, right? We can change these overs only, unders only. You're always getting 20 to win 60, which is why this is so wild. Because you can look for these spots where sportsbooks have the unders heavily juiced, heavily juiced, and then you can get, a ton of value on Thrive Fantasy. So I played that. Here's the Gobert one. And then the final one I had is Claxton under 7.5 rebounds. It's an ARB to FanDuel and PointsBet. Once again, ridiculous value. Every sportsbook has the under heavily juiced. So that's my second entry. So we have two-leg parlays, or fantasy entries. Both are 1,000 to win 3.6K. Dame over 23.5 points. Claxton under 7.5 rebounds. Gobert under 14.5 points. Miles Turner under 6.5 rebounds. Let me know if you like them. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know questions. All plays positive EV. We will make money in the long run. Let's make some money, guys.